All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha, Kwadash. I want to give double honors to that apostle, that is great millstone that rule well and teach well, peace and blessing, teach sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. Um, we're going to get into this a couple different articles and a couple video clips concerning the working homeless in America. All right. And I want to start in this article first. And this is an article from basically a government website, United States Interagency Council on Homelessness. And all right, let's see. Let's get back down to this point right here. And it says there are many myths about the causes of and the solutions to homelessness, particularly the housing first approach that has been proven by decades of research to be effective and cost effective. Below are some of the most common myths and the reality surrounding them. It says myth: people experience homelessness just need to get a job. It says fact: while employment helps people stay housed, it does not guarantee housing. As many as 40% to 60% of people experiencing homelessness have a job. I'll read that again. As many as 40% to 60% of people experiencing homelessness have a job, but housing is unaffordable because wages have not kept up with rising rents. And that's spot on. All right. You know, everything is being uh, prices for everything are constantly rising. All right. There's a heavy influx in America. All right. From gas to food to the cost of living, from your insurance bills to your cell phone bill, all right, to your water, your electricity, all right, everything is constantly going up, but these jobs are relatively paying the same, even though they push that the minimum wage has been raised, this, that, and so forth. Taxes are constantly being increased, and people can afford to pay uh, their daily life expenses concerning rent and bills on the gas and just to feed themselves, all right, and be able to afford these apartments or even even certain housings, okay, because you also have another bracket of people that live in relatively nice homes, damn near medium-sized mansions, but they're living paycheck to paycheck, okay, which maybe we'll get into that later on in this video. It says as many as 40% to 60% of people experiencing homelessness have a job, but housing is unaffordable because wages have not kept up with rising rents, and rent is constantly going up. It says there is no country or state where a full-time minimum wage worker can afford a modest apartment at minimum wage. People have to work 86 hours a week to afford a one bedroom. Okay. So to even afford in certain states and certain places, to even afford a decent apartment, you're basically gonna be, spending 80% to 90% of your time at the job, and 15 to 10% at that home that you're paying 15, 16, 2,000 a month for rent. So people are resorting to living out of their cars, okay, and trying to save money, to stack money, continually going to work, but technically on paper they are homeless. All right. They sleep in parking lots, shower in gyms, do various different things. And some of them have degrees. Some of these people got master degrees, man. Okay. And I'm going to play a clip in a minute. But first, let's go to this diagram real quick. You know, it says the income comfortably in the United States of America. All right. And you see the numbers. The numbers are staggering, and these numbers are constantly going up every month. Okay. It's lucky. We're in Virginia. Hey, man, 235K a year to live comfortably. That doesn't mean live lavishly to have three, four, five cars. All right. That's just to live comfortably, have a little bit of money saved up in the bank, have your bills paid off, and not be living paycheck to paycheck. You could go maybe a month or two without going to work. Okay. That's just to live comfortably. All right. What's the highest on this screen? I believe it's California. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. It looks like California, man. 277,000 a year to live comfortably. All right. I remember back in the day growing up, you made 100 grand. You was definitely in the comfortable bracket. All right. Not no more. All right. Hey, the American dream on paper is damn near unattainable, you know. And when we've been telling you Israelites, man, this is all a facade. This is all a joke. What they're telling you, what they're laying out to you, this blueprint of all you gotta do is go to college, go to high school, go to college, get a degree, do this, do that, save up some money, pay off your loans, build your credit up, and you'll be set and you'll be okay. All right. It's all bullshit, man. Now you can do these things and live okay and obtain a certain amount of money, maybe even set up your own business. But at the end of the day, it's getting harder and harder and harder to do so. All right. And we're really going into a time where everything is going to collapse and everything's going to shut down. Okay. And all these people's dreams and aspirations and goals, okay, are going to crumble and cease before their eyes, man. And in that time, we're going to see, all right, all hell break loose in the streets, man, at a high precedented level, man. Okay. So you see the numbers, man. I believe the lowest is uh is 170, and that's in, it looks like, Mississippi. Yep. So Mississippi is the the lowest. Yeah, 178K, to live comfortably. All right, let me play this video clip. And Lord willing, they don't try to give me a copyright strike.
What if you have 2 degrees, a bachelor and a master's, 3 jobs, DoorDash, a homeless living in their car? Is this your fault? It's possible they're keeping a secret from you. They don't want you to know.
How well the economy is doing depends on who you ask and whether they have a D or an R next to their name.
The U.S. economy grew at an even faster rate, really strong, showing a lot of momentum heading into the final months of the year.
Grocery inflation is at its lowest level. Wages are rising.
The unemployment rate.
Yeah, and they give these false numbers to make it seem like everything's heading in the right direction. And then they juice they juice the economy in a certain way. Concerning stocks and various other things. So it gives a false sense that everything's doing good and everything's heading to a good point of climax when actually it's not. Okay. As you get paid a little bit more, not only are taxes increasing, but the prices of everything are vastly increasing right before your eyes. Okay. And soon we're coming into a point that we're going to see a very, very high influx in, just daily household needs. Okay. Food as well. All right. That will be uh, damn near unobtainable to even provide for your self-concerning daily essentials, man. Okay, a gallon of milk's gonna be $10. You know, a loaf of bread is gonna be $15. Gas is gonna be, people ain't gonna be thinking about gas soon. Gas is gonna be so expensive. The majority of these gas stations are gonna shut down. You're talking about, 10, 15, $20 a gallon. Okay, you know.
This has been on steady decline since Biden took office.
Inflation has come down a lot.
Inflation is coming down. The U.S. economy has had a fantastic year.
Steady, stable growth. I sleep like a baby.
How long have you been living in your car?
Going on almost a year now.
Where'd you move from?
When I first got here, it started off at about rent. I had moved in with a roommate, and I lived with him and his family. It was $1,000. Then when I got stable enough to get on my own, I moved into my own apartment, same apartment complex, and jumped up to $1,600 being individual and make it. I was working as an educator for a private academy called AZ Aspire, and I got a letter saying that rent was being hiked, and within the week it went from $1,600 to $1,800, and that was just out of my price range, and I was evicted shortly after. I'm in this car, so I park in empty parking lots that are public, that I can't be ticketed, and I just hope for the best.
Had you experienced homelessness before this?
Not fully on my own. Growing up, I did with my family. We were close to evictions. There were times we had red notes on the door, but we always managed to pull through one way or another. So being on that edge isn't new to me. Now, where I'm at now, this is a new experience. Having to be out, wondering where I'm going to eat next, where I'm going to bathe. Luckily, I've been blessed to meet some people that will let me use their washing facilities to wash clothes, and every so often somebody will treat me to a meal. I work with a nonprofit organization called Working America right now, and I DoorDash and I tutor. So with that and paying bills that I have credit card debt that I acquired since I've moved here. It's just hit and miss, hoping to make it to the next day.
You're an educator, so I'm going to assume you have a college degree?
I do.
What year did you graduate?
I graduated.
The man has a college degree and is working three jobs. Okay, and it's still considered homeless on paper. And you have a lot of people in America living out of their cars, living in awkward situations, and on paper they're considered homeless. Even though they may work a job, may work two jobs, may have a degree. This guy has a master's degree. All right, well, I believe he does. At least that's what the title says. Has a master's degree, and he is living out of his vehicle. Okay, and you heard what Donald Trump said. He's trying to make homelessness, illegal and punishable as a crime, where you can be detained, heavily fined, detained, thrown in jail, have your car towed. Okay, and what you see going on right here with this working homeless, and even the homeless, who don't have a job and are in various situations. Okay, and then you have this other class of people that aren't homeless, but they are living in these suburban areas, but they're just living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, and they're barely making it, even though from the outside looking in, it looks like they're doing good, like they're doing all right. They live in a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 house. They have a couple cars. People that come cut their grass, but at the end of the day, they're in debt, and they're basically working paycheck to a paycheck. Okay, to keep up with the lifestyle, or even the things that they have attained. Their cars, the bills, the debt, their mortgage, etc., to be able to keep living in that type of neighborhood. Okay, and be able to keep driving the car, eating the food, having their kids in private schools, being in sports, this, that, and so forth. And I forgot what they call that. There's a term that a new term that I came across that they call that, Lord willing, I'll be able to hit on that topic later on in this video. Let's continue on.
Graduated college in 2016
What college?
from Baylor University and South Plains College at Texas.
Bachelor's?
And that's another thing with these colleges. You go to these colleges, a lot of times, you acquire debt, from the student loan program. And even though you might graduate with a fairly good degree, if you're not making a nice, good amount of money straight out of college, you're actually stuck in a situation paying off a large sum of money. All right. That could, be a long drawn out thing. Okay. College is really just a scam. If you're going to college, you should be going for something that is, prestigious, like being a doctor, a surgeon, a lawyer, something prestigious, or something that is going to be highly needed. Okay, be go into technology courses concerning, robotic technology, drone technology, electronics, something that not everybody can do, but is highly needed, because everything is going into a robotic AI, and that's another thing, go into AI science and stuff like that. Those are the people that they're looking for, because really they're pushing this AI, artificial intelligence, robotic agenda, because they know what's going on, because they're forcing and pushing this. This working homeless, the homeless, people, angry and mad at the situation that's happening in the economy. Well, they're looking to replace you, and they're looking to replace you with what? Artificial intelligence. These robots. They're setting these robots to work on these fast food restaurants. You're seeing these kiosks and these various, quick checkouts and various technology being used to replace, all right, the people. All right. And that has an impact on this working homeless, because they no longer need you people, man. Even though you have a degree, even you know how to do this. Well, guess that robot, guess what? He didn't go to college, but guess what? He knows more than you know, and he can do more than you can do, because he's programmed to do so. Okay. And he's programmed by somebody that has, a better than a master's degree. Okay. He's being programmed by a very, very smart technician, scientist. Okay. And these robots, they don't call out, they don't get sick, they don't complain. All right. They don't do interviews like this. Let's keep going on.
I have a bachelor's and a master's.
You got a master's degree?
This man's got a bachelor's and a master's degree, but he's living out of his car. And there's a whole lot of people like this. All you got to do is go on YouTube and search these videos. There's a lot of videos I wanted to play, but, I felt like if I would have played those videos, I definitely would have got a copyright from YouTube. So I didn't play them, but there's a lot of good videos. All you gotta do is type in "working homeless in America" on YouTube.
In mathematics, I love numbers. I can't spell to save my life, but numbers is...
Are you good at teaching too? Are you able to get people to learn?
Complimented on my teaching style. My students seem to love me. They cried when I left. I cried when I left. How could I know my work? Thank you. Mostly nobody does.
You're educated, working 3 jobs.
Yeah, this is what people don't see. This is my clothes, more pillows. I have a cooler that has water in it, so that way I don't dehydrate. I have whipped cream in there. That's probably bad. Don't know when it got in there. Probably when my daughter was with me last.
You have kids?
I do. I have a daughter that's 18 years old that stays with her mother.
So that's your setup.
That's it. Had a storage, recently let it go because I couldn't make the payments.
And also another thing that has a heavy impact on this working homeless is the divisions amongst the families. Okay. That these elites have, heavily, that's part of their agenda, to divide the families. All right. To separate the father and the mother from each other for situations like this to happen. Okay. So those two incomes can't be, working together. The man and the woman working together, with both of their incomes, all right, it makes it for a little bit more of a comfortable situation, but now you have a heavy division, especially amongst the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but you're starting to see that amongst these other nations and these Edomites as well. Okay, women wanting to go do their own thing because of various different things that are pushing the society, especially if there's kids involved. All right. And, you have that separation. So you're now on single incomes and, you know, going back into with children and kids involved. A lot of the times, these men are in situations where even though they make good money, they're hit with child support, and different types of things concerning their divorce or their separation, which, even though on paper they're making this, a whole lot of it is coming out of that, out of that weekly or monthly check. Okay, you know.
On it and trying to pay down what credit debt I have and trying to keep this filled up so I can go to and from work.
All right, that's good enough on that video. Let's go back into this article and let's get some scriptures. Let's see here. Salakia. Okay, here we go. It says, even when people can afford a home, one is not always available. In 1970, the United States had a surplus of 300,000 affordable homes. Today, only 37 affordable homes. Okay, so you see what's going on over the course of time. If you go back to the 70s and even the early 80s, all right, society was very, very much different. Okay, from the people, their interaction with each other, families, the jobs, people's living situations, even though you had poor people back then as well, you're it's it's different in the day and age that we live. Okay, it's very, very different, and this is all set up by design. Okay, and this is another way that these elites are going to get the people or persuade the people to take that MOTB. Okay, because they're putting them in situations so Esau can come to the rescue with his device, and that's going to be a heavy persuasion on these people to take it. We know how this man operates. He works in a problem reaction solution. He's causing the problem. You're definitely getting the reaction of the people. Well, the solution's about to be laid out, and it's going to come in the format of that MOTB. All right, and that's one of the main parts of his New World Order agenda. It says only 37 affordable homes are available for every 100 extremely low income renters. As a result, 70% of the lowest wage households spend more than half their income on rent. Let's read that again. As a result, 70% of the lowest wage households spend more than half of their income on rent. So you're spending more than half of the income you make just on rent. That's not including gas. It's not including food. That's not including water, electric, okay? Or if you even pay gas at your household. That's not talking about the cell phone bill, the internet, and if you want to go out to eat, you want to go, hey, if you got kids, man, just think about, the kids and all the things you got to buy for them, So it says placing them at high risk of homelessness when unexpected expenses such as car repairs and medical bills arise. That's right, so, and you got a lot of things that happen. Okay. And hey, imagine being homeless and working and you're living out of your car and then your car break down. Okay. And that's putting you living out of your car, working and that and this, that, and so forth, you're putting a heavy strain on your vehicle as well. Okay. So you're going to constantly be dealing with car repairs as well. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go back to this. All right, I got a couple scriptures I want to get. Because it's only going to get worse. All right, even though there might be a false sense of things getting better, which I believe that's going to come by the way of his universal basic income, if it happens, and also that MOTB. Okay, because Esau's going to come with his gimmicks, his bribes, and a way to quote unquote make things better for the people by the way of his biometric system, and at the forefront of that is going to be that micro C hip. Okay. The scriptures speak about, the mirth, being, the mirth of this place being seized by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. All this partying and bullshit, all that's coming into an end, man. We're coming to a time, that you're basically going to be looking for the next meal, the next, clean glass of water. All right. These people are going to be working on a, not a day-to-day thing, but, almost an hour-to-hour type thing. Okay. Where it's going to be a very serious situation over here in Babylon. This is, first, let's go to Isaiah 47 chapter real quick. It's Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." This is talking about America. All right. That's the virgin daughter of Babylon. That's the Babylon after the ancient Babylon. Okay. It says, "Sit on the ground, and there is no throne." All right. And this place is being systematically brought down by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua. This place is crumbling, man. Okay. Like the scripture says, when the righteous authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bears rule, the people will mourn. Hey, the people were in mourning, man. Yeah, and like I said, hey, all you gotta do is go on YouTube and type in "working homeless," and get all these videos that pop up. Look at this. This is the United States. You go into certain parts, especially like this showing here in California, man. It's just you got whole cities, whole towns of just homeless people. Everywhere, man. Trash everywhere, tents set up everywhere, cars, people building their own houses literally out of like you see in your screen, people literally building houses out of pallets, wood, tarps, and this is happening for Esau as well, man. The decline of the American dream. Employed but homeless. The U.S. on the brink of chaos, and that's very much so. This place is on the brink of chaos, man. Okay? How Americans are living the end of the American dream. It says poverty in the U.S. being poor in the world's richest country, because it's all facade. It's not real, man. This place is portrayed to be in the place that you want to be and want to go and want to get out of a certain situation, and you come over here and you see people in not, if not the same situation that you were in worse situations, man. Okay. It's supposed to be the land of opportunity, but you see that people are not experiencing what is being printed out on paper. It says homelessness in the U.S. has reached a record high, federal report finds. Says the death of the American dream. The working poor, working and homeless and Americans working and homeless Americans are living in their car. America's homeless crisis is worse than ever. Employed but homeless in the United States. The working poor who can't afford rent. Back in Isaiah the 47th chapter says, "There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate," man. Okay, this place is being exposed for what it is. All right. For the manipulation tactics that these wicked elites are using. Okay. And really what's going on, in this place. Okay. And these are so-called good upstanding citizens that are exposing a lot of the things that go on in Babylon, man. Okay. It says, verse 2, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, and cover the thigh, pass over the risen. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. All right. In this place, his shame is being seen on a very high level, man. And Esau Edom is being exposed for not only who he is and what his plans and agendas are, but how he's ruling the earth. Okay. You know, how he is controlling and occupying his house, so to speak, man. Okay. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Okay. You know, and Lord Yahushua is about to come and get vengeance upon this place, man. Okay, in spectacular fashion. Let's go over to Second Ezra, the 6th chapter, real quick, and let's start in verse 22. Second Ezra 6 and 22, and it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So the condition that these people are in, you know, concerning living out their cars, having a job, being able to shower in gyms and different places, go to restaurants, this, that, and so forth, being able to be on their phones, you know, having no fear of getting robbed, having no fear of getting, involved in drastic, deadly situations. Hey, these people can still call the police if need be. All right. So they still have, that lifeline, so to speak. Well, that's coming to an end. All right. That lifeline is going to be taken from you. Okay. You're not going to be, there's going to come a point, there's not going to be no electricity. There's not going to be no cell phone tower access. Okay. There's not going to be no police for you to call or run to. All right. The last thing on your mind is going to be, or I should say, yeah, we'll say it like that. The last thing on your mind is going to be doing what you see on the screen right here, living out of your car and being in a public, open scenario. Okay. If you are going to sleep or live out your car, you're definitely going to do that in hiding. Okay. And you're going to sleep with one eye open. Okay. So we're heading into a time where, these businesses are going to shut down. The dollar's going to collapse. All right. You're going to have different militias, left wing, right wing groups. You're going to have these Gurkha troops, these different military branches out here, and all hell's going to be breaking loose, man. Okay. The scriptures say friends shall fight each other like enemies. Okay. This is Second Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. These grocery stores, these Walmarts, they're going to be cleaned out. Okay. And a lot of these Walmarts and these big business grocery centers are going to be turned into concentration camps. All right. It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. It's going to be a scary, scary time, the times that we're entering into. Okay. Verse 24. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. And the springs and the fountains shall stand still, and in three hours they shall not run. Okay, so you're gonna have people fighting each other, okay, because of the things that are taking place, on the earth, man. Okay, from the not having a job, barely being able to survive, no food, no clean water. All right, people are going to go into survival mode, and it's going to be a survival of the fittest, so to speak, out here in Babylon, man. Okay. Lord willing, that was edifying. To the next time. Shalom.